What do we have here? So, where's my little thing? Here we go. All right. Wirepoints.com. I found this off of Zero Hedge, but let's go ahead and go to the main source here. November 9th, 2018, just to be fair, that's when this was published. Progressives, as in, liberals, progressives zero in on exit tax for Illinois wealth. The people of Illinois, sorry about your luck. We know you're fleeing by the droves because you don't want to pay our, again, liberal, democratic ways and taxes and fees. You're being taxed to death. Again, I told you the story. Now, I can't remember, was this New Jersey or Illinois? I don't remember. One or the other, because same kind of a problem. One billionaire left the state because he was tired of getting taxed to death, and they had to rewrite the entire freaking budget for the state because one man decided, I'm out of here. I'm tired of paying these fees. Illinois, Rahm Emanuel, Chicago, right? Super democratic, liberal state, again, for the most part, but especially Chicago. Progressives zero in on exit tax on Illinois' wealth. What you mean, like if people want to leave because they're tired of being taxed, you're going to tax them? Oh. It's a good thing I've been warning about these very specific states for the last few years. Hey, if you live there, you might want to think about getting the hell out. By the way, Florida has some great tax laws here. No income tax for the state. Like, hey. Now, of course, Gillum, who lost by that much, could have been the other way. All of a sudden, next thing you know, they want to pass an income tax in the state and raise this fee. If that little son of a gun won. Eureka! They figured out a way to tax wealthy folks trying to flee Illinois. A progressive real estate transfer tax, and the idea seems to be getting popular. An op-ed yesterday in the Chicago Sun-Times by Daniel K. Hertz of the Center for Tax Budget Accountability and Marissa Navarra of the Metropolitan Planning Council. I gotta stop because it aggravates me sometimes. There's a council, committee, associate. There's something in which taxpayers fund for everything. Things you don't need, things you really, really don't need, and things you never, ever will need. We got to have a committee for that. We got to pay them very well. These are highly skilled people with college degrees. They got to pay back that college loan. And more importantly, they're our buddies, part of the club. So we need committees and associations and all these things. So whatever, made the case for it in Chicago. Evanston already voted in favor of it Tuesday. Chicago today has a real estate transfer tax of $5.25 per $500 of property value. But the city, let's see, Chicago today has a real estate transfer tax of $5.25 per $500. So let's do some math. Maybe you got a $250,000 house times $5.25. What would that be divided by? No, yeah, we got it. Hold on, go back. Per $500. So how many $500 are in 250K? Divided by 500, we have 500. Okay, so 500 times $5.25 would be $2,625 every time there's a real estate transfer. And again, that would be on a 250K house. They weren't specific about what rates they favor, but the ballot measure passed in Evanston, as Cranes reported, calls for a transfer tax increase of 40% to establish a new rate of $7 for every $1,000 of value for sales between $1.5 million and $5 million. Oh, so this is a tax the rich thing, I guess. And an increase of 80% to establish a new rate of $9 for every $1,000 of value for sales over $5 million. Evanston's current rate is $5 for every 1,000. So they want to take the 5 for every 1,000, make it 9. But again, almost practically doubling it. If the concept flies, nobody knows where the rates will eventually end up. You may remember a recent proposal by the 3 Chicago Federal Reserve Bank economists to establish a statewide property tax. I think I remember talking about this in a video where they thought it would be good to do that. Isn't it amazing how people can think something's good for the state, meaning it's good for everybody, but it always requires taking more money out of your freaking back pocket? Well, these are economists. These are highly skilled, educated economists. They work at the Federal Reserve. We should listen to them. They know best. Oh, they do? They want to take an additional $4 per $1,000 of home value out of your pocket should you sell the house. And again, they're talking numbers of $1 million to $5 million homes. I only did a 250K home times 10, 2.5 million, which means that $2,600 fee becomes $26,000. Again, that was at the $5 rate, not the $5 going to $9. That's a whole different ballgame, isn't it? Their express reasoning was that property can't flee. So that's what Illinois should tax. You know, the people could flee. They can get the hell out of here, but their property can't. Your property stays behind, and you may sell it on your way out, of course. So if you're leaving because you don't want to pay our ridiculous fees and the mayor's fees and the city, we're going to put Obama's building, whatever the hell that thing was in Chicago. But it's not going to be, the taxpayers aren't going to pay for that. No, but the taxpayers are paying for the entire restructuring of the cars, the streets, the parking lots for the facility. Well, yeah. So they're effing paying for it. Don't let a good truth get in the way of a lie, though. I'll say it again. You put a liberal in charge of your company, your government, your anything, they will run it into the ground. Oh, my job here is done. Dude, you left us with massive taxes. You left us with now a new real estate tax. I want to flee because you're strangling me to death financially just living here. I can't live here. I got to get out of here. Now I can't hardly sell my house. The prices are falling on me, and now I've got this additional fee which goes away. Oh my God. You know, and that's the question. Who pays the fee? Does the seller pay the fee or the buyer? Sounds like the seller has to pay it. So again, their express reasoning was that the property can't flee. So that's what Illinois should tax. Proponents of progressive liberal transfer taxes don't say it, but their true rationale undoubtedly is similar. Think you're going to sell your expensive home and move to Tennessee? Sorry, it's going to cost you. So therefore, yeah, it is the seller who has to pay it. The statewide property tax idea set off a firestorm of objections. Our article on it alone had over 1 million page views, and preemptive ballot measures opposing it passed overwhelmingly in a number of Illinois areas on Tuesday. The general public does not, of course, like the idea of the statewide property tax, but a transfer tax only on the wealthy? Well, why not? Maybe that's why Evanston Now reported their city may start a trend. What's this? Whoa. Hold on. I got to give credit where credit's due, as much as I don't want to on this one. Mayor Rahm Emanuel has already opposed the idea, but he'll be gone next year anyways, so it doesn't matter, does it? A proposed Chicago ordinance is pending to put the idea on the February 26 election ballot as a referendum question, and Hertz comrade at the CTBA, Ralph Martyr, is on the budget committee of Governor-elect Pritzker's transition team. So we'll have to see how far this goes. This is scary stuff. Seizure of property before it can escape. Mark Glennon is founder of and executive editor of WirePoints. The website is wirepoints.com. I will put a link up. Now in California, as I discussed, Proposition 6, I think that's what it was called, did not pass. Again, I believe if the yes votes had it and it passed, it would have took off an additional tax on gasoline in California. And you know gasoline in California is already expensive. But even if it was cheap, any human being on the face of the earth is not going to want to pay extra for something that they can get cheaper. And somehow Proposition 6 failed. California. Gosh, those pesky voters must, or the effing thing is rigged. Here in Chicago, the general public doesn't like the idea of a state. The numbers are showing, absolutely. preemptive ballot measures opposing it passed overwhelmingly, talking about this tax on the housing. But again, here's the kicker. They're saying, well, yeah, but it's just for the $1 million to $5 million homes. So you peasants who don't live in those homes, you should say yes to this. The state needs it. But any human being, even if you live in a $100,000 house, $200,000, $300,000 house, and a bill comes out, hey, we're thinking about passing this. What do you guys think? We're going to put it on the ballot. Vote yes if you think charging $1 million homes plus is a good idea to raise the extra income. The average person isn't going to go in there and say, well, I hate those millionaires. Those people live in million. I'm going to say yes. No, you're going to say, well, why the hell should someone have to pay an extra tax on this? Is stupid. No. Anything that raises taxes, no, we don't want it. We're taxed enough. And it showed in Illinois. Look, hell no, we don't want it. As a matter of fact, this is all symptoms of a dying empire, and it could be many empires within the empire: California, Chicago, or just Illinois, whatever, New Jersey, Jersey, some other areas. Again, liberal Democratic strongholds. By the way, just a coincidence. It's amazing what these Democrats, these progressives especially, can do. Oh, my job here is done and everything's wrecked. Thanks. We'll vote him out next time. No, urgently. He's changing things now that are going to be devastating. Well, we can't. We got to wait. In our state, we're not allowed to do recalls, and that's a different position. So we'll vote him out next time. You saw how close it was. It was 51-49. And as we saw in the recent election, oh my gosh, it was 49.9 against 49.6. Oh, you really think we're that split? Or are there fake votes coming everywhere from the criminals? By the criminals, I mean what they just did in California, Florida, the Democratic Party in Broward County and Palm Beach, by the way. It's shown, it's proof. Anyways, take care.